How are you?
I'm wonderful, wonderful. It's just a great opportunity to get a chance to talk to you and catch up because it's been a while since we've had our talks with Hootology. And usually they're with Stephanie. We don't get to see each other. So it takes a pandemic to bring us into the same space so we can get together. So
Well, very big and fashionable shoes to fill, but I appreciate you having
they
me,
are
and
fashionable.
uh, excited to be here and have the opportunity to visit as always.
So why don't you bring us up to speed? First of all, what's your role at Hootology, Jose?
Yeah, sorry. So I'm Jose Delgado. I am the Vice President Partner Success at Hootology. So wear a few different hats, but I'm out there trying to develop new relationships, working with our current partners to make sure that we're meeting objectives and things are going as planned, and then do a few things operationally for the business as well. And in terms of just kind of a refresh on Hootology and who we are and how we're doing. For folks who don't know, we're a modernized market research firm. So we're really focused on how can we gather information in a way that makes sense for today. So a lot of people think about market research, they think about maybe Mad Men, old school focus groups,
That's right.
maybe even random digit dials to their phones at the dinner time, and things have changed,
Things have
and
changed.
we're really trying to push to the forefront of that, and just work with our clients to help them get the best information possible to make those important strategic decisions.
Nice. So last time we were talking, you guys had launched a great product, the SDII. I guess that's the Supplier Diversity Impact Indicator.
You got it.
Index. Good.
Yes. Impact Indicator, SDII. We're really excited. We're in the second year of the
Wow.
SDII, and even before that, there was probably a good 9 months or so of development that went into it. But once again, for folks who might not be familiar, it's a tool that came about over the course of getting to know folks in supplier diversity
hmm
and learning more about some of the challenges that they were facing, and as research nerds kind of asking, well, how are we measuring the impact of all of the hard work that supplier diversity professionals are doing? And the answers is maybe you've heard before or you're very familiar with are obviously tracking awards, but that
hmm
only impacts a very small number of corporations and organizations. And then and well deserved. There's a lot of hard work that go into those awards, for sure. And then second, looking at spend, and so how much are we spending with diverse organizations and small businesses? And while that's really important, especially from our perspective, because that means that there's more money flowing into small, diverse companies that are looking to grow and provide innovative solutions. We also know, based on our experience working primarily with Fortune 500 organizations, that it doesn't quite align with what are oftentimes corporate objectives for other divisions. So, while spend increasing in supplier diversity might be something that we're really excited about, most divisions within an organization are trying to reduce spend and
That's
find
right.
ways to cut those costs. And so that doesn't quite align, although it's a good thing. And then some folks were doing economic impact, which once again is another great tool available. However, it's external to the organization, so it's what's the impact of our work having on the community around us and the U.S. economy. And so while that's important, we felt there was a missing piece in terms of what's the impact of our work on the brand itself and its bottom line. So understanding how our initiative in supplier diversity, and even broader than that, in diversity in general, is impacting purchase funnel metrics. So what we think of in terms of brand consideration, actual purchase of brand products, those sorts of things. And then more generally, brand favorability and how likely are consumers to perceive a brand as valuing diversity, that sort of stuff. And so we are 2 years in, and we've continued to pick up steam. And the exciting part for us as the researchers is just being able to partner with supplier diversity professionals and really support them in continuing to make the business case for the important work that they're doing, and be able to demonstrate, that it really is having a tangible benefit and impact on the brands that they work for.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I remember now, it has been, you fielded a second study at this point, right? And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that's tremendous. I mean, I remember when I first heard about it, I was so excited to be able to talk about it first,
Yeah. Yes.
with
Yes. Yeah.
because I was just really proud of you guys to really take on something that could actually have a huge impact, you
Sure.
know. Yeah, measuring all those other things that are going on in the economy, and what the impact is in the community, and that's all great, but like you said, there's a line going up, there's one going down, and we need to be focused on what the metrics are internally to having a program. What's the impact to a consumer's propensity to spend money, or like you enough to think about spending money, or work for you, or whatever. I just think it's fabulous that you guys took it on, and I think it's a testament to having diverse businesses engage on a problem, because obviously people have been looking at this all this time and not quite seeing that there's a little bit something else we can do in terms of measuring it. So yes, no more madmen, no more focus groups. Let's do this stuff you guys are doing.
Well, and thank you for being an early adopter and
Yes, absolutely.
helping us get the word out. And you mentioned this is the second year, and I guess that's the other thing we're really excited about. The way that we've structured this is to be year over year, and so with the information that our brands are gathering today, they're able to implement strategy, and we're able to track over time what kind of impacts that is having. And so
Wow.
that's the exciting part, is what's the future for supplier diversity and its impact on these organizations. So
Wow, I can't wait to have that conversation. I forgot there are insights coming out of this, and if it's going to impact their strategy and how they participate, I want to be in on that conversation. So keep
absolutely.
me in mind, even if you have to anonymize some results, just so I can kind of see what they're thinking. But I know you guys don't really get into strategy so that much. So yeah, this is interesting. You're
Well,
making more
what
work
I,
for the
what
rest of
I
us, which is good.
what I can say in terms of results, which has been really exciting for our brands, because obviously going into it, we didn't know what the numbers were going to say.
Hmm.
Across the board, there have been significant lifts for each brand that we've included in the study. When you look at individuals who are aware of their supplier diversity initiative versus those who aren't, individuals who perceive the brand as being diverse versus those who are not. And so getting to see and be able to demonstrate those lifts in perception has been really exciting.
That's great. And that, brings us to this other end of the spectrum, if you will. The other side of this is you guys have now decided to launch yet another product, but this time not focused on the corporates or the big brands. This time you're looking at startups.
Yes,
So
yes, absolutely.
it's called Series Pre-Search. So tell
Yeah,
us about it.
yeah, thank you. So series pre-search, we're really excited about. Our research team's been working on it for well over 6 months now, I bet. And uh, we felt, I think just our team in general, we like to work on things that we're passionate about.
Hmm.
And so in addition to what we're doing in the supplier diversity space, and then our general practice in terms of working with organizations on the market research front, we all kind of have backgrounds in either starting up businesses, or even myself. I'm what I like to call a recovering lawyer, but my practice before Hootology, and I still get to do a little bit in that space today, was in the startup and growth company space, and
Oh.
and so I think what we identified, maybe a half a year ago now, was this idea that for startups, oftentimes, one of the first things, the most important things for them to do is to step back and really try to understand who their customer is and how their product fits within what their customer might be looking for. So
Mm.
before spending the money and the time on the website and the marketing and all of those different things, really thinking about, well, do I have a product here that has legs, and is there objective information to help me support that thought? I'm sure all of us, when we start a new company, we feel that way. It's our baby, and we're like, this thing's brilliant. Everyone's going to
Yes,
love it.
absolutely.
And so, I think that was the impetus for the exercise that we went through. And so what we did was we designed Series Pre-Search. And what it is it is a quick 60-second or so assessment that you can complete on our website. And it's geared around 4 different questions, or categories of questions that we can go into more detail if you'd like. But basically, you go in there, you answer a few questions about how you would use the information, what your product market looks like, those sorts of things, and you'll automatically receive a research design. It's what we call a research roadmap.
Oh.
And so what we've done on the front end, and spent a lot of time designing, are these different research approaches that, so typically with our custom research studies working for a large corporation, they'll come to us with a research question, and we'll have to go and do all of this research design before we can really start and dive into the research. We've done all the design on the front end here, so that once we know what combination of questions are answered, we can make that proposal. We can save a bunch of time and money for the startup or the small business owner, and they can do the research at in a more time and cost efficient manner than might be the case if we were starting from scratch every single time.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Wow. So, how long has it been out? I mean, has it been available? And we'll have to get the website as well, get the web address where people can go take the survey. And I assume that's a free thing they do?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, free assessment. You go in and you answer a few questions and you'll receive your research roadmap. And if you'd like to talk more and potentially collaborate on it, you just type in your name and email address, and you'll probably get a call from either me or Stephanie or someone else on the Hootology team, just to kind of talk through the details.
Is there a particular industry or type of startup company that you guys are focused on, or this works best for, or what are you
Yeah,
thinking?
that's a great question. Really, it's anyone who's looking to better understand their customer, and so oftentimes that might be pretty early on in the stages of a company's life, or if you're thinking about developing a new product, if you are making decisions around potentially pivoting your business, as many companies are doing right now. Having that information on the front end can save a lot of time and money down the road. And that's really our goal with this, is to be able to get that information quickly and cost effectively for folks.
Oh, that's nice. So, what's interest been like so far? Is it so new people haven't
So
mentioned?
that was the other question I didn't address yet.
Oh,
It is brand new. So
okay.
you are maybe, I can count on both hands how many people we've talked to about this
Oh,
at this
wow.
point. But we'll be rolling it out here over the next several months, and looking forward to continuing to kind of get Series Pre-Search out there, build different partnerships in terms of, if you work with a number of, small growing businesses that might be able to benefit from this type of research,
Hmm.
looking to kind of leverage those sorts of partnerships.
Hmm.
So there will definitely be more to come. We're just starting now, but it's up on the website, and anyone's able to go out and check out the assessment if they'd like to.
I think that's awesome. We're definitely interested in sharing this information with our audience and our readers, because you don't want to spend a whole lot of money and time with a great idea that just isn't tweaked just right, or isn't aligned with where customers are or where their market opportunity is. And so it makes sense to take this time to make that investment to better understand your customer and your product. So this is really, really good. I really appreciate you talking to me about it today.
Yeah, of course. And if folks have questions, share our information. I'm always happy to pick up the phone or hop on a Zoom call and chat. But we really appreciate it, and we're excited to have this new offering out there, and see where it goes from here.
Yeah, so what is your email, by the way? We'll put that up on the screen as well.
It's just Jose@hootology.com.
That's
Um,
right. And for anyone who's wondering what Hootology is or why the name, we have some articles and I'll refer to them
good, good,
so
good, good.
people they can go get that explanation, because we don't have time to go back. You should have read the magazine.
That's a thing of Hootology lore, the
Yeah,
understanding of where the name came from, and how many people pushed back on that early
that's,
on. But,
that's right. It's working
so
out
much so that we made a thank you card that has the dictionary definition of Hootology on it. I'll have to send you one of these
Oh,
days.
good. That'll be great. Well, thanks. It's good talking to you. Let's check back in and see how things are going in a few months and find out what successes people are having with the series pre-search. I'm really excited.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Robin. Really
You're welcome.
appreciate the time.
You're welcome.